When Slime It's Alive comes sliding by, you can look it in the eye. It's Slime It's Alive, and what do when two plastic eyeballs go? Peekaboo. Slime It's Alive brand compound comes in its own garbage can, complete with two plastic eyeballs. New from Mattel.
They say the isekai genre is like beating a dead horse at this point, but that's a moot point if that horse just ends up getting reborn in another world.
Checkmate, atheist!
Despite being a fan of isekai anime, I had gotten so tired of the influx of them that I didn't even want to bother giving any new ones a shot. Early on in the fall 2018 season, various weeb amigos were recommending that I check out the new isekai show, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Initially, I declined checking it out, but after noticing that the series was scoring well and getting highlighted by popular anitubers, I decided to at least check out a couple episodes like the weeaboo sheep that I am. And lo and behold, before checking out Slime, I was all like, but now after seeing it, I'm all like,
I wanted some more! Come on, give it to me!
That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is an isekai comedy anime that features 37-year-old salaryman Mikami Satoru, who gets reincarnated into a new world under the name Rimuru Tempest after he gets drive-by shanked by a passing criminal. Upon arriving in the new world, Rimuru discovers he has been reborn as a moey, blobby slime within a cavern jam-packed with monsters. He then realizes he's assisted by the powers of the Great Sage, which gives him the ability Predator, and not the kind of predator that other isekai protagonists can be. Predator allows Rimuru to store potions and nutrients within himself, as well as other monsters and beings. He can then replicate the abilities of those absorbed. After roaming around the cavern more, he stumbles upon and befriends an ancient dragon named Veldora, and forget tsundere sharks, this guy is a tsundere dragon. Veldora then allows Rimuru to use Predator on him in order to break a seal that's trapping Veldora within the cavern. Rimuru then locates the exit for the cavern and sets out to explore the vast new world. Also, from now on, I'm just going to refer to the show as Slime for short, because I'm getting sick of all these anime series that look like they were named by Panic at the Disco. Now, during the meeting Rimuru had with Veldora, they conversed about one of the aspects Slime first hooked me on. Some people in this fantasy world are aware of others who transported there from another world, and it's almost like they're an actual class of beings. There's a whole system for it and a variety of ways that people get there, like Shizune as a child, stuck in the midst of World War II in Japan, getting summoned by a demon lord. Rimuru eventually befriends Shizune's students, who also happen to be from his world. We can call them the Isekidlings. He's able to connect with Shizune's oldest student by informing him of weeb-related things that he missed out on in their original world.
Yeah, so do you remember Boruto's dad?
This is just one element of Slime that makes it stand out in the isekai genre. Further in the show, and this is gonna sound like an obscure analogy at first, but I would honestly describe Slime as the Pokemon of isekai. You've got Rimuru venturing out of Pallet Town Cavern, but he had to talk to the great Professor Oak Dragon first to step out into the wild. He then continues to meet various classes of monsters which he then either fights or befriends and then proceeds to turn them into his servants. Rimuru will give those servants a name, which causes them to level up into an advanced form. He can also absorb others in various items and then store them within his spherical self. It's almost like he's a walking, talking, slimy PC box, which contains potions he can use to cure his monsters. I guess you could call Rimuru the Ash Ketchum of the world. You know, if Ash was actually more useful than literal slime, or, you know, maybe he's just secretly a shiny ditto. This all reminds me that watching Slime feels like I'm legitimately playing a video game. Yeah, I get that's kind of the nature of some isekai shows, but to me, Slime takes that to a whole nother level. The detailed level up system that Rimuru uses through talking to the Great Sage, the grindy growth of Rimuru's village and his abilities over time, the thorough world building and power progression, which happen at a nice pace because there's a key sequence of events that are needed to get from one step to the next. For example, Rimuru and Gopta going on a journey to the Dwarf Kingdom and the intricate story that happens there, just so Rimuru can have a few dwarves in his village who can assist the goblins with constructing buildings. Aspects like those do a superb job in putting me in that video game-like mental state. When Rimuru was in that cavern absorbing all those monsters, it was like dropping your amiibo off at a Smash tournament where it sparred with professional Zero and Mewtwo King, and then came back to completely give your butt cheeks the wombo combo. Or maybe Rimuru's just a choo-choo from Zelda that managed to pull out the Master Sword. Either way, I find the level up system he is equipped with so fascinating. The detail that went into the glitchy visual effects that represent the system just fascinate me to no end. Every time Rimuru absorbs a new monster, I'm always excited to see how he will utilize being able to replicate that monster's abilities. This makes the battles in Slime have so many possibilities because there's a plethora of methodologies Rimuru could use in his fights. Even if we know most of the fights are going to end with Rimuru completely defecating on his opponents, it's always a complete mystery as to which type of shit sandwich he's going to serve his opponent.
One BMT to another world, here you go.
This overpowerment Rimuru has is a clever self-aware aspect of the anime that parodies typical overpowered Mary Sue characters from isekais and some other animes. So was the secret to making Kirito likable really just mashing him into a blob of toothpaste? Though Rimuru actually seems like more than just a self-insert. He's a 37-year-old male with a job and actually seems to be respected by others in his initial life. Equipped with a witty personality, Rimuru carries over the beliefs he holds into the new world. Yeah, he follows the common trend of most isekai leads practically getting pussy handed to them on a silver plate, but Slime does a nice job with its comedic timing and being honest about what it is. Instead of all the girls wanting Rimuru to be inside them, they, well, would rather be inside of him, literally. Rimuru, he's just some type of sexual phenomena.
Thank you for filling us in. If Squishy's more than meets the eye, what is it?
I protect Squishy. I promised I'd never let it go.
See, I wasn't lying when I said this was really just Pokemon. Rimuru isn't the only fun character in Slime though. There's a wide cast of zany and quirky characters. We've got Gabiru the narcissistic lizard, who with how hard he probably beats off to himself in the mirror. Well, I hope lizards can grow their dicks back like they can with other body parts. Gobta the goblin, a magnificently hilarious meme character that evolved into someone who can legitimately shred some ass. I was quite surprised when he gave Gabiru the Mortal Kombat treatment. There's Ranga, Rimuru's trusty doggo, whose panting might be the next ASMR hit. Soe and Benimaru, who get the Fujoshi's weather than the Grand Line in One Piece. And then there's just a great selection of waifus to pick from. Shizune is a sweetheart, and getting to learn about her backstory shows that the anime can still be taken seriously at times and have emotional moments. These dwarves are also pretty damn hot, especially that bald one. I bet Gabiru checks himself out on the reflection from that guy's head. There's also the ogre priestess Shuna, who's super wholesome. Why couldn't they have made Shrek's design just like hers? Shion is Rimuru's protective secretary, but she's honestly just more like a headrest for Rimuru. But let us not forget that no anime would be complete without its rear end, Milim, tempting us with an ass from the heavens to get us sent to jail by slapping it on an underage chick.
I shall call him Squishy, and he shall be mine, and he shall be my Squishy. Ow! Bad Squishy! Bad!
All these characters live in a village under the leadership of Rimuru to all create one big happy family. They really could have just titled the show Flubber Meets Daddy Daycare.
Hey, who's ready for a shower with Daddy? Wait, this probably isn't legal.
A society that started out as nothing has been completely transformed and enhanced due to Rimuru's actions. It's almost like MacGyver starring in an Animal Crossing game. Through the additions of more monsters and various races, Rimuru's village is able to grow and prosper. Acquiring villagers like Vesta the scientist allows for the construction for an entire laboratory in an underground section. The pacing in which buildings can be formed is hastened through over 600,000 orcs joining them. Jesus fuck, that's a lot of orcs. Ganondorf, how many dittos have you been slamming? And then what's even better is when someone new joins the village, Rimuru makes sure to humanize some of the monster ladies. Lizard girls too ugly for you to beat off to? Rimuru just gives them a name and bam, now you can wank it to the lizard girl. Or, you know, you could still do it to her original form too. We don't judge here. Now if there's one final aspect of Slime that I'd like to get my hands sticky with, I would say that it's just the handling of its overall storyline. To squish it down into one word, it's just so adventurous. I look back to watching Sora Yori's breathtaking chase scene, where the main character describes how she feels so alive over the feeling of having endless possibilities as to what could happen. Just the pure fact that she's going on an adventure has made her feel so lively. While there's definitely a plot in Slime, it's a plot that feels feels like it has minimal concrete steps of where it's going to venture next. It's just been one magnificent, unpredictable journey of one man taking his short bus of special needs monsters around the country. I adore tuning in every week unknown to what sort of wild events will unfold. Rimuru might visit a different tribe's village. He might tussle with a chick whose ass crack is hanging so far up it pierces the heavens. Or, maybe he'll just spend the days using the fact that he's now a slime to bathe with cute girls. And so many different kinds of beings come to witness what's going on inside of Rimuru's village that I'm surprised he just hasn't turned it into a zoo to earn hella cash. So, I suppose the isekai genre is here to stay and for the better. Slime convinced me that they can still be dope, and it's a genre that leaves room for a ton of creativity. For every quality isekai show that comes out, we're unfortunately going to get some abortions into another world. Heh, that time I got aborted into another world. Write that down as another isekai idea. Regardless, I definitely think the top isekais compensate for the dumpster fires. Shield Hero is already rocking the winter 2019 season and gifted us with another quality waifu. Anyways, I guess I didn't really want to make one specific hard point when creating this video. I kinda just genuinely wanted to talk about why I'm enjoying the show and discuss a few different points about it. Crack a few shitty jokes as well as getting other weebs to join in on the slime hype train with me. So Booty Brigade, if you haven't watched Slime yet, I really recommend getting your hands sticky with it because it is definitely worth it. Oh shit!
Squishy and me nuzzling cheeks. Best friends forever, we're so happy. I promise I'll never leave Squishy. Sweet little Squishy, here's my song for you. My sweet Squishy, that's you.